Yeah, two. Yeah. 1, 2. One, two. One, two. 1, 2. 1, 2, try.
Everyone so say you are Esimo, see, yes, everyone class. And a beer, that's a brasso. But okay, small over. And a beer, better see. You might have a chance over there, but the other one, 2 ready shadows. The beer, fancy.
Yeah, T. Check T. Yeah.
Hello?
See you, Uncle.
Hello. Good. Wasn't comprando, this is a video too. You are about to pay respect. Oh, damn. You are all good. That's it.
I'm going to bring you where we are. Why?
Yanana. I'm a wizard. Yanana. Wow. Yanana.
I'm ready to survive. Yeah.
Let me go out. Yanana. 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 That's how
Big mama, man, Ghana, you know, or sad here, yo.
Hello, it's about Arabia Classic.
Toronto, the volume. Not long ago, we witnessed the arrival of the former president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Otumfuo, the President of the Republic between 2001 and 2008. Now, His Excellency, the former President of the Republic, the gentle giant, is a proud son of the Ashanti Kingdom. On behalf of His Majesty, Your Excellency, you are graciously welcome to the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I here at the Mashia Palace. and you too. Shall we all rise as we welcome His Majesty Otumfuo II the Second. This is the royal entry, the royal procession of His Majesty Otumfuo II the Second. This is a colorful entry. And the horns being blown here sums up the spirit of our sisters. The drumming sums up the authority of His Majesty Otumfuo II the Second. And as I indicated earlier on, as Santiment developed its flag long before the independence of Ghana. Super Island, our dear course, or seven few or 100 species. Oh, my penny, or in future, say. Salanso and a Ghana, or my penny, Dada, you are John, a cook for, or no so, okay, home. As a winning, swap for penny prime minister, or no so, our infant. When you are another can say, or no one will never touch it, or they are shooting out, I'm a real prayer. Say, Asante, and the Asante, if we can't today, or do I want to tell them mine? Only as I went to Nasu, Asante said, Abby. Sabi Asante is moving, Asante at home, Asante at the mine. And Shem.
say Sikadwa and then Asantuma Sunsum. Obroni Adam say Sikadwa Asantuma Sunsum. Nina nefu say Kwame Tunyatia na Banyanti. Kwame Tunyatia na Broni ate. Na so ya ensa na begyene. Adno na ma Obroni efu say Sani Asantuma no. Oye Dania enyi Tina was Ojemu. Adno ma assign Santiman say nyan fa wodi Asantiman Asantiman Oba ye fie o hanye na Prempeh ka say so obe free ma wura na me ka say me no edisi ani na o man be bonde fa me ko me menti me nkrofo nti oja na ho bro ni de na ekoye mfie duonu nwotwe enye mfie duonu nwotwe okodi ye ansa na oba no mfie wa pepepe and Samuel Otumfuo Seychel baby o when you if you don't know abenya so what ho fan or this a day so ashimu bi afia hyase no sagranti san ani na Obroni prayer na mna yi ata ho fan and die so e dey ewie.
We are witnessing the royal procession of His Majesty Otumfuo II. Now, as you have observed, the procession began with photo from drummers, their powerful rhythm declaring the approach of the king. Now, these beats are not just music, they are the heartbeats of a Santaman, echoing the strength and the tradition across the sacred gathering here at the Manchia Palace. And if you realize, flowing closely are the traditional horn blowers, filling the air with their melodious tunes. Now these horns summons the spirits of their ancestors and proclaim the arrival of His Majesty Otumfuo II. You saw the royal sword bearers, and they have a very special costume. Each design the story of Ashanti's victory and wisdom. The sword that they carry also symbolizes the power and authority entrusted in the king. Behind them, you saw the elders, whose grace and dignity reflect the critical role in safeguarding our tradition. Today you are here, observing a colorful durbar, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh from Seychelles. So on behalf of the planning committee, on the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo II, on behalf of the chiefs and the people of Asanteman, I graciously welcome you to this grand durbar commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from Seychelles. Now let me quickly reflect your mind to the flag of Asanteman. Now this flag was designed long before the independence of Ghana. And there are three colors of the Asanteman flag. And we call it the Ashanti Nation flag. The colors of Ashanti Kingdom have been craftily arranged to mean the rich black man in the forest. The yellow representing our rich gold, reflecting the wealth and the prosperity of the kingdom. And indeed the sacredness of the golden stool that embodies the soul and the spirit of the Ashanti nation. The black represents the spirit of our ancestors and the enduring strength and resilience of the Ashanti people. The green symbolizes the forest, the fertile land of the kingdom, and the agricultural prosperity of the kingdom. It also reflects the growth, the renewal, and the kingdom's connection to nature. So yes, Ashanti was a nation, Ashanti was a kingdom long before the Republic of Ghana. Today we are here observing the elegant pageantry of the 60th occupant of the Golden Stool, His Royal Majesty Otumfuo or Seychel II, making a royal procession to the durbar ground to stay in state. My name is Kwame Adikra, and I'm here with my adorable Stacy Amoating. And of course, our old boy also here with us, the program's manager of our Otumfuo, Nana Memoir. And then they say to me because I dare touch it.
Hello.
Are you right?
You are witnessing the colorful royal dances of the Seychel Palace. They have traveled far and wide, and on display today are the colorful royal dances. The royal dances of His Majesty Otumfuo or Seychel II. Today we are commemorating the 100th anniversary of the noise. They are incarnations reflecting the power, the authority of our sisters, and reminding the king of his duties and the heritage and the legacies of his forefathers. Today we are celebrating the 100th anniversary, the centenary anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Yesterday at the symposium, stories were told about the resilience, the courage, and the diplomacy of King Prempeh I. Stories were told about his exile in Seychelles for 24 years, together with 54 others. Stories were told about Nana Yas Asantewa and Josohima, who also included in the exiles, making it 74 Ashantis fair to reside in Seychelles. Sketch of Prempeh I, his legacies in Seychelles, and indeed his return to the Golden Kingdom. Today we have gathered here to reflect on the diplomacy, the courage, and the resilience of a king who said, no, you can displace me, but you cannot displace the spirit of the Ashanti people. Far away in Seychelles, in the markets of Victoria, you will see beautiful ladies with names like Abena, Sewa, Akoto, Yako, and Akusia. Far away in Seychelles, at the National Library of Seychelles, you will see a huge section and collections of our kin who stayed in Seychelles for 24 years. Today we are commemorating his 100th anniversary of his return here to the Garden City. It is indeed gratifying to have the Prime Minister of Seychelles, the President of Seychelles with us here. And indeed the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Witnessing the procession of the royals taking their turns to pay homage and tribute to the king. Some will portray for to pay their homage and their tribute to the king. His Majesty Otumfuo II, celebrating King Prempeh I, his arrival to the Garden City. The British did all they could, but they couldn't separate the spirit of the people of Ashanti. Today we are here celebrating the glorious return of His Majesty King Prempeh I. Nananam, Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have in our midst a true son of Asanteman, the gentle giant, and the man who transformed this nation, carried the flag of Ghana across the world, and brought dignity to the world. His Excellency the former President, John Kufuor. Now we are witnessing the arrival of the Queen Mother of Asanteman, Now the Queen Mother will also pay homage to the King upon her arrival at the durbar grounds. The Queen of the Golden Kingdom, Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III. Majestic entry of the Queen of Ashanti, Nana Ama Kunedu Yadom III. Paying tributes, paying homage to the King as we observe the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh I.
Stand on the existing protocol and welcome everybody to the Menchia Palace. If you're here, it means you're part of history and you believe Asanteman is indeed a great nation. Yes, we are Asanteman and we are proud of that.
Hello. Abrevia Yura Bakrasiano. Pankra akoma na hema sakotoko hene atnase isanti na samri na santi hema na makwadu ya do motosu yensa adru yenfin okwa akoma o hene atnase akwaba ne tiungwa yewura ba wati apakamu na hima de oba ne de seku na otie they say na hima o na sante ne enyu awochia no.
A people without history is indeed a lost one and a pathetic one as such, and Asanteman is so engulfed in our history that you do not have a choice. Even if you're not from here, you would have to love and admire our rich culture and heritage. Today we are going to exhibit that, and if you're here, we are showing off the rich Asante culture, the rich Asante history, and celebrating King Prempeh I for his return from exile in the Seychelles. Very soon, our dignitaries will have the chance to go pay homage to His Royal Majesty Otumfuo II, and will kindly request
The free country considering about my imu.
Today, celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I, is the Secretary General of the Commonwealth, Ghana's Minister for Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Shirley Ayoko Buchi. On behalf of His Majesty, the chiefs and the people of Ashanti, Your Excellency, you're graciously welcome as we celebrate another day of resilience and royal diplomacy. We thank you for being here. We also acknowledge the presence of the leader of a movement that has revolutionized our political landscape, Honorable John Allan Kojo Trematin. Together with his delegations, here to celebrate with His Majesty Otumfuo II. Indeed, the Kumasi Mayor, the Chief Executive of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Honorable Samuel Pai, also here with pride and humility to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I. Honorable Allan Kojo Trematin, leader and the founder for Movement for Change, is here together with Nana Kofi Senior and Honorable Yao Babin Asamoah, former MP for Adenta. Also here, celebrating the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh I, is the former commissioner, the former Ashanti Regional Minister, Honorable Samson Kweku Buafo.
Very soon, our dignitaries will have the opportunity to pay homage to the King, and we are requesting that you kindly allow the protocol lead you so it is done in an orderly fashion, so today's activities will run smoothly. So kindly pay attention to the protocol of the palace. When you are called, you kindly stand with your delegation and pay homage to the King respectfully.
The mother of the kingdom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we rise to welcome the Queen of Asanteman, Nana Ama Kwenedu Yadom III, the Queen Mother of Asante Kingdom.
Any day we are best sorry, your best friends, your best nice, so Nayama, Asante my mame Afaba, Asante Himana, Edruma, or Chia Obia Fair Faint, Miss Rose. So what's the one? Need you my best role, so be Pijaumu, near Yama Asante Hima Afaba.
Our adorable Queen Mother, the soul of the kingdom, the body of the kingdom, in a special palanquin, We will now invite the President of Seychel to pay tributes, exchange courtesies with His Majesty Otumfuo Seychel II. We have a strong delegation coming from Seychel. Now on the 26th of October 2020, almost 4 years ago, he became the president of Seychel, the beautiful country in Africa. His victory marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition party since the country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies at St. Paul Theological College in Mauritius and further his education at the University of Birmingham. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1985 and became known for his advocacy of human rights and democratic reforms. With humility, we welcome the President of Seychel, His Excellency Wavel Rapkalawan. His Excellency Wavel Rapkalawan is here with the wife, the First Lady of Seychel, Her Excellency Mrs. Linda Rapkalawan. We also here with us is the ambassador of Canada among the delegation. And among the delegation we have Mr. Jonathan Belouis. We have Miss Linda Anesta and Miss Isha Esperon, together with Mr. Kwame Apia and Captain Emil. On the red carpet is His Majesty King Mzwati III, appointed Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland, His Excellency Russell Lamy. On the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Mzwati III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. Following the day he officially assumed office on the 4th of November. Prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was so much instrumental in coordinating responses to in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Indeed, we have a colorful and a vibrant delegation from Seychelles and the Ghanaian ambassador to the Republic of Seychelles. Her Excellency also here with us to celebrate the 100th anniversary of King Prempeh I. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton is indeed the High Commissioner to Seychelles, Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles. Her Excellency Francisca Ashite Odunton. Yes, the name sounds familiar. The face. Very, very familiar. She now lives in Seychelles, beautiful country, and indeed, she's always elegant and always adorable. When we were growing up, we grew up with her news on GBC. Now on the red carpet is the leader and the founder for Movement for Change, Honorable Alan Kojo Chamaten. Together with Nana Kofi Senya, Honorable Yawame Asamoah, to pay tribute to His Majesty Otumfuo Seychel II. At the consulate of the Republic of Seychelles is the honorary consul, His Excellency Kwame Akwa, here to celebrate with us. And indeed, on the streets of Victoria, you see the legacy of King Prempeh I at the National Library of Seychelles. You will see collections of King Prempeh I. By the generosity of His Majesty Otumfuo Seychel II, I visited the residence of King Prempeh I, a fellowship at the Anglican Church where King Prempeh I was baptized. And indeed, I walked majestically on the streets of Victoria in Seychelles.
Hello. Yeah. Apani, she have a hand with Yadikai Aka. That's the chase, my penny, or in Finfin. A brow, Cosibroni, Befana Prempeh, a free or my yimo at the course of cheese, no. Biaya or Cosia, no, or we can our do.
On the red carpet, we have delegation from Anglo Gold, Ashanti, and we have Mr. Stewart Baite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Terry Strong, Eric Esubontain, sorry for that, and Emmanuel Baidu. So we have Mr. Emmanuel Baidu, Mr. Eric Esubontain, Mr. Terry Strong, Ambassador Sango Basso, and Stewart Back.
Yeah, I feel and you may hold mono on perform. It's a sign of Mope. I don't know answer how you can't be just a Na niema omuwie ya no, kamia say ashita o ewiase afana nyina. Ebi akopie abibrima na for South Africa. Na nananom samanfo no nyankopɔ da Roma. Ensa akabi. Ebi adikan abadada ayewrade atodwa. Na ene edai empemprade agudie ni sika ekopie South Africa no. Enche bia nananom ede ba. Nomde abechire yura. Ebechire enmonyam. Say yeah, I didn't understand one fancy fruit. I didn't do it. Asanyaba.
So a big thank you to our delegation from Anglo Gold Ashanti, Mr. Stewart Baite, Ambassador Sango Basso, Mr. Henry Strong, Mr. Eric Esuponting, and Mr. Emmanuel Beidu.
We have the clergy also here, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, the Archbishop Emeritus of the Anglican Church, the Archbishop of the Roman Catholic Church, Bishop Anoche, here also celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of Prempeh I. We now invite representatives from Anglo Gold to do a presentation together with Dr. Ivo Ajimandia. You can displace the king, but you cannot displace the spirit of the people. Today, we shall present to the king ornaments, regalias, made by our forefathers, looted by the British, and they are finding their way home. A true son of the kingdom, a true son of Ghana, His Excellency, the former president of the Republic of Ghana, John Otumfuo, here to pay tribute and homage to the King, His Excellency, His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II. Here we have the man who gave us free maternal care, the man who gave us the Metro Mass, the man who gave us national health insurance. He gave our kids free school feeding. The man who won an award for World Food Program. The former president of the Republic between 2001 and 2009. His Excellency John Otumfuo. Gentle Jans, we are so grateful and proud of your achievements and heritage. The next generation will continue to adore and praise you for your hard work, your sense of diplomacy, and your gracious work. Now this is a delegation from His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II. Welcome our dignitaries, far and near.
This is my penny about what you are in November Castle. You are a chairman of the Ebemono Apapa. Bobunsu and Nodi Ebemono. Bobunsu, University, Yako, and so on. asam nkra amane bon wonu odi animu edeko di no di nanom achiame animu eba bema Seychel mampani akaba bafo kantankanchi na odi bafo no eni Seychel o hene achiame a wane ebema Seychel mampani akaba no the ukra snap do ahodo and Christy na ba ko snap so na no thank you na yemensa wane bless you no Salanso na Eswatini so for penny oba ono so achiame edin abuse you emano e de mana pava no actually madam maybe sana achiame mo if you dey say for you na dey sama ye ya hataye na buroni dey dey say ya hataye o Madam very committee, Otumfuo Nana Otumfuo Santika Benheng, Onene committee, Otumfuo Ono na sisi Obina Wanana Otumfuo Mane na Akaba Sema Wohono Obiapida.
We now invite the chairman of the planning committee of the Silver Jubilee of His Majesty Otumfuo II, Nana Otumfuo II, of Mahine of Asante Juabed, the chairman of the Council of States.
Your Royal Majesty Otumfuo II, our revered Asante Hima, Excellency Webel John Ramkalawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, Mrs. Linda Ramkalawan, First Lady of the Republic of Seychelles, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, our very beloved, very respected, and much cherished and adored, our own John Otumfuo, second President of the Fourth Republic, eminent clergy, Your Excellency, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration and incoming Commonwealth Secretary General, Regional Minister, Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, Nananom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with great honor and immense joy that I stand before you on behalf of His Royal Majesty Otumfuo II, to welcome you to this historic occasion to commemorate 100 years since the return of our King, King Prempeh I from exile. This durbar, a celebration of resilience, heritage, and unity, is graced by the presence of two heads of state of Eswatini and the head of government of Eswatini and the head of government of the Republic of Seychelles. These go to reflect the bonds of solidarity that connect us as a people. We are deeply honored to have you with us today again, Excellency Don Ramkalawan, President of Seychelles, and Mrs. Ramkalawan, the First Lady, whose presence serves as a symbol of the deep and lasting connections between our two nations, forged during a time of both hardship and hope. The Seychelles, though far from our own homeland, became a place of where our king found solace. And it is fitting that we welcome you here today as part of this historic occasion. Excellency, your dual role as both a president and an Anglican priest exemplifies the virtue of servant leadership, seeking justice, compassion, and unity. As we reflect on the past, we are inspired to work together for a future that builds on these shared values. To His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, we say Siyamboga for joining us on this momentous day. Your attendance reinforces the spirit of African unity and highlights the collective strength we derive from our shared cultural heritage. Otumfuo recalls with great pleasure and joy the red carpet reception he received at your country when he visited a few years ago. He hopes that in due time, your king will come down here and also be regaled with similar hospitality and eminent welcome. Today, as we look back on the struggles endured and the triumphs achieved, let us not only remember that King Prempeh also we celebrate the values of courage, unity, and hope that sustain our people during the darkest of times. King Prempeh's return 100 years ago was not just the return of a king. It was the restoration of our identity, our culture, and indeed, our pride as a people. Let us use this centenary as an opportunity to reflect on the lessons of our history and to recommit ourselves to building a future where peace, unity, and prosperity prevail. Let this occasion inspire us all to uphold the legacy of our ancestors and to continue striving for the progress and well-being of our great community. Once again, I extend a heartfelt welcome to all of you, especially to our distinguished guests. May this day be filled with reflection, celebration, and a renewed sense of hope for the future. I thank you very much for your attention.
We thank you, the chairman of the planning committee.
Whilst I'm upstanding, I think I will take due advantage and take up the next aspect of the program. That is the presentation by Anglo Gold of some regalia, which have been in their custody for some time. Excellencies, you may recall that on his ascension to the Golden Stool 25 years ago, Otumfuo made it his cardinal point to continue to look for the return of all the regalia that had been looted from the palace in the 19th century through the Sagranti War and others through other battles. This had been started by King Prempeh II, continued by Otumfuo II, and he vowed that come the end of his reign, this one, some of the regalia, most of the regalia would have been achieved. So he set up to engage the museum that were holding them to get them, to return them to Kumasi and for them to be returned to their native place of abode. To this end, he commissioned the veteran historian and anthropologist Malcolm MacLeod and the indefatigable Avo Adjumandua to work towards the redemption of these regalia. Fortunately, after long and hard negotiations, in February, the Fowler Museum in Los Angeles returned some 7 artifacts which had been in their custody in the United States. Fortunately, again, in March, after another bout of serious and heart-wrenching negotiations, the British Museum and the Victoria and Albert Museum returned 32 items that had been in their custody since the time of the Serengeti War, that is in about 1875 or thereabouts. Later on, intelligence reached Otumfuo that Anglo Gold Ashanti had in their custody some of the regalia that had been bought by a Swiss art collector and which had found their way eventually to the vaults of Anglo Gold Ashanti. He therefore commissioned our own Ivor Jimendia to authenticate the items and indeed advise as to the propriety or otherwise of going to have them retrieved. Again, Ivor did not sleep on his oars. He went on a hard and tough negotiation, and then after duly authenticating them, he found them to be worthy of Ashanti extraction and of Ashanti origin. And therefore, negotiations ensued. Fortunately, Anglo Gold Ashanti lent a very listening ear, and they agreed to unconditionally return the regalia to Otumfuo for eventual safekeeping, so that it will come into his own abode. So it is indeed fitting that this being the third and last of the activities we planned at the beginning of this year should be crowned with the return of the regalia which had been in the custody of Anglo Gold Ashanti all these years. I would now invite Mr. Adimendia, who was at the forefront of the negotiations, to say a few words before Anglo Gold comes over to do the presentation. Thank you very much. I think at this point I can take my seat.
No. Yeah.
Otumfuo, Asantehene, about 6 months ago, you asked the Chief of Staff, Mr. Kofi Bedu, to prepare me to travel with a board member of Anglo Gold Ashanti, Edward Eni, to South Africa. You had initiated discussions with the leadership of the multinational organization on some 19th century Ashanti objects that it had acquired through purchase. Other visits that followed indicated that some of the collection Anglo Gold had were Ashanti, and indeed of the era of the 1870s and 1900s. They had been taken or acquired from Kumasi, and by 1922, a Swiss art collector of West African art, Joseph Muller, had been part of this collection and had these in his possession. This collection of West African art numbered 350 and of the best goldsmithry in West Africa. The collection became part of the Muller's Barber Museum in Geneva. This whole collection was inherited from the Geneva Museum by Anglo Gold Ashanti in 2000, including the objects from Ashanti. As it was explained to you, Otumfuo, in your initial discussions with them, that is Anglo Gold, they were all put in Anglo Gold's Gold of African Museum in Cape Town, in South Africa, and later transferred to the Jalbert Art Center in Pretoria. It was at the Jalbert Art Center of the University of Pretoria that Edward Enin and I were, that we also, as your team, led the other stakeholders and held final negotiations to bring the 28 of these objects to Kumasi. The objects got in 3 days ago, and the Anglo Gold leadership got in this morning. to present to you what you asked for. Some of these objects define the Asante Court tangible heritage. Language staff, swords, palace security locks, rings and necklaces, proverbial gold weights of crocodiles, gold sandals, and others. In other ways, they define chiefship. I would like to express appreciation. We will like to express appreciation to all who helped in this. Star Assurance, which became our official insurers of the objects, and had to find counter reinsurers in the United Kingdom, and did so on gratis. The Reserve Bank of South Africa, which issued the export permit for these objects, and the great Anglo Gold team that is here, and those of West Wing Logistics and DHL that work behind the scenes and are not here. A big appreciation goes to the former president of Ghana, John Kufuor, as well as to DHL. I will now call on Mr. Honorable Edward Enim to introduce the delegation and also to say some few words.
Yo, Otumfuo chairman, Ujiemia, no man buy no, Anglo go to penny for a DHT. Yes, some mobile presentation, no, and maybe your mama. The Tosono Bakune, Mr. Stewart Bailey, on the Chief Sustainability and Corporate Affairs Officer. The Tosumio, Ambassador Basu Sango, Senior Vice President, Group Sustainability. Enna Dr. Sumiensa Erica Subontin, Senior Vice President, African Non-Operated JVs. Your Toso 9, Terry Strong, Senior Vice President, Africa. Your Toso Num, Samuel Boachi Pobi, Managing Director, Anglo Ashanti or Boasi. Now MD or Takwa, Takwa, no net number of Boasi. Your Toso Emmanuel Bedu, Senior Manager, Sustainability, Africa. Any war Edmond. And also Ebwa a friend say Emmanuel Bedu, Ejima Oyem. And there were a rababia or Wale Nanuya, but me name the Crudin to Mr. Never Padina Frano, if any case here in Yan. Also Waha. And I'm also it would any Mr. McCam nearby. To watch me by a massive background. At this point, no, my invite is Stewart, na or no so Tenikasa. Abatu, yeah.
Your Majesty, Otumfuo Tutu II, His Excellency the President of the Seychelles, Wabel Ramkalawan, His Excellency Prime Minister Dlamini of Eswatini, His Excellency the former President John Kufuor, Nana Num, assembled guests, dignitaries, Memawo Maha. Please accept the greetings today from me, from Anglo Gold Ashanti, from our Board of Directors, from the Board of Directors of Anglo Gold Ashanti Ghana, including the Honourable Enan, who has just spoken so eloquently, and before him, Nana Otumfuo II. Thank you. There is a South African saying, or at least a saying that we claim in South Africa that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This undertaking that has brought us here today has been an exercise in togetherness, in cooperation and collaboration. And it's been a collaboration with the Manchia Palace under the direction of His Majesty. It's been an undertaking with the expert guidance of Mr. Ajim Dua, who has shown us a deeper way to appreciate items that are not hard to appreciate very deeply. These are amazing, priceless regalia and artifacts that are beautiful to behold, but are also a tremendous testimony to the expert craftsmanship of the Asante and of the people that forged these artifacts hundreds of years ago right here, likely in Kumasi. It was in 2000, as Mr. Ajim Dua said, that the former management of Anglo Gold, and this is before the company merged with Ashanti in 2004, decided that Europe was no place for these artifacts and they would like to bring them back to Africa. And so they purchased these and brought them and created a museum in Cape Town, which allowed many, many people to view these artifacts on the African continent, many of them for the first time in modern history. It is a deep honor for me today, a personal honor, to be involved in the project that brings these treasures here to Kumasi, where they were forged all those years ago. These pieces are an enduring reminder of the traditional links to gold mining here in this area of Ghana. And again, that testimony to craftsmanship and artisanship that dates back centuries. We are deeply honored and humbled to be part of this important moment in history, to ensure that these cultural treasures are accessible not only to the Ashanti people, but to Ghanaians in general. Today also marks an important step in an ongoing cultural initiative that will continue to reinforce Anglo Gold Ashanti's long-term commitment to the Asantehene, to the Ashanti Kingdom, and to its people, and for our support of the preservation and celebration of such a rich and storied culture. Medasima.
The chairman of the 25th anniversary, Nana Otumfuo II, Maine of Jabin traditional area, leading the delegation from Anglo Gold to present these regalias to His Majesty Otumfuo II. The precious ornaments looted from the corridors of the kingdom, displaced and coming back home safely. And indeed, as eloquently said by the Ghana's High Commissioner to Seychelles, Her Excellency Francisca, we thank God they are all back home. Yes, indeed, we thank God. Many will come. We have the huge assurance that many will come. If you are watching us live, we are here at the Seychel Palace celebrating the return of King Prempeh I, the centenary return of King Prempeh I from exile. Over the past 1 year, beginning from the 6th of February, the planning committee on the 25th anniversary of His Majesty put along programs and events reflecting the legacies of His Majesty Otumfuo Seychel II. The planning committee 1 year ago, in this year, 2024, put up events and programs that reflect the resilience and the heritage of Asanteman. Under the chairmanship of Nana Otumfuo II, the Mayene of Asante Jobin, and the chairman of the Council of States. We had 18-member committee, and that included Berima Safo Chinebo Akodia Commemoration, Nana Ifa Appington, Bompata Manhine, Nana Nsuasi Poku Achiman III, Otumfuo Achiamehine, Achefo Asafo Boache Ajiman Bonsu, Akwamuhine, Okita Boache Ajay Wahine II, Otumfuo Hiahine, Nanansa Aduba II, Yamfo Hine, Barima Ochiabo Amankwa Adunain II, Kuntinase Hine, Nana Ajay Koko Techifri Beye Man, Tiobodom Man Hine, Okadache Amoa, Atru, Unkonkonchia II, Japekrom Hine, Nana Ajekuma Difie II, Mampong Hima, Nana Jobin, Afrakuma Kusi, Uduadum, Agogo Hima, Mr. Kofi Badu, the Chief of Staff, Seychel Palace. Mr. N.S. Sahine, Head of Protocol, Seychel Palace. Mr. Charles Seychel, Seychel Palace. Engineer Nana Poku Ajiman, Evan Rose, KMA. Dr. Kweku Mensa Bonsu, Chairman, Prime Time Limited. Nana Kweku Ayisi, Kotehine of Ruara, and Mr. Kofi Owusu, Registrar, Ashanti Regional House of Chiefs. Together with the chairman, his leadership, his decency, remarkable organizational skills, today we are here celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh to the Golden Kingdom. We'd like to say a big thank you for your hard work and for your creativity and innovations. Your Majesty, as I indicated earlier on the 3rd of November 2023, His Majesty King Prempeh III appointed him as the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. The following day, he officially assumed office, and prior to his appointment as Prime Minister, he served as the Chief Executive Officer of the Eswatini National Disaster Management Agency, where he was instrumental in coordinating responses to national emergencies. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Prime Minister of the Eswatini, His Excellency Regalia Miso Dlamini.
Thank you very much.
Nana, that angry good how we feel so much about it. We are one and Nana. Was it where the wow Nana or Yasantini? What a share so good in the soul. I mean, at the Abra walk. Where the wow Nana or Yasantini.
Now, one more de buy and we'll be so no, I'm rough for no. I'm rough for no, de buy. I normally baby up there, normally up there. Thank you very much.
Your Majesty, Otumfuo say the second, Asante Henel. Her Majesty Nana Konadu, Yadom the third king of the Asante Kingdom. Your Excellency, Wawalo Bamkalao, President of the Republic of Seychel, Honorable Shelley Bosher, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Your Excellencies Otumfuo, former President of the Republic of Ghana, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege and responsibility to deliver these remarks on behalf of His Majesty King Mswati III, King of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Allow me to begin these remarks with a message of regret from His Majesty being unable to be with us here due to long-standing annual commitments. His Majesty King Mswati III, the Queen Mother, the government and the people of Eswatini would like to convey their best wishes to His Majesty Otumfuo Osei Tutu II, the Asante Hene, and the people of Asante, as we celebrate 100 years of the return of Nana King Prempeh I, the Asante Hene, from his period of exile in the Seychel. Today, we not just celebrate the return of the leader, but we celebrate the resilience and strength of the Asante people. Nana Prempeh I was not just a king, but a symbol of unity and perseverance. His journey has taught us that even in the face of adversity, we must hold on to our identity. The time of rebuilding, strengthening bonds, and the future Your Majesty, it has been 9 years since His Majesty Otumfuo His Majesty King Mswati has formed memories on the visit by the Asante Hene. During his visit, the two monarchs resolved to strengthen relationships between the two kingdoms and countries. They agreed to frequent reciprocal visits. However, Ghana has had up to date not received His Majesty King Mswati III. It is His Majesty's wish to reciprocate the visit in the near future. The monarchs also pledged to promote cultural exchanges between the two kingdoms and countries
by embracing cultural diversity and preserving cultural heritage. Recently, a delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini was in Ghana for a week for the purpose of merging of traditional local administration and modern local government, as well as the establishment of houses of chief. The government of Ghana provided technical assistance and warmly welcomed the delegation from the Kingdom of Eswatini. Your Majesty, allow me to recognize the good relationship between the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and His Majesty King Mswati III. The President of Ghana and His Majesty King Mswati III have maintained strong bilateral relations between our two countries, from which we can gain access to important brotherly and cultural relationships that have a considerable potential of uniting us as Africans and for the development of our people. Eswatini wishes to affirm the strong and cherished relations between our two nations today as we celebrate not just the history that binds us, but the bright future we are creating together. Our countries have faced challenges and triumphs, yet through it all, our friendship has stood the test of time. This partnership is rooted in shared values of respect, equality, and commitment to uplift our people. Ghana and Eswatini have much to learn from one another, from our rich cultural heritages to our vibrant traditions. We share a commitment to fostering peace, stability, and prosperity. Our collaboration in various sectors such as trade, education, health, culture, and sports has already made significant strides, and there's still so much more to harness. Your Majesty, I'd like to express my appreciation for the warm welcome and hospitality that you have extended to me, their Royal Highnesses that we are with here today, and my delegation during our stay here in Kumasi. We wish you continued prosperity and success as you lead the people of Asante to greater heights. I thank you.
We thank you, Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, Russell Biso Lamini. We thank you for the assurance that King Mswati III will be here in the near future. But I hope the near future will be next year. Your Majesty, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on the 26th of October 2020, virtually 4 years, he became the president of Seychelles, a very beautiful country in Africa. His victory marked the first peaceful transfer of power to an opposition candidate since the country's independence in 1976. He pursued theological studies at St. Paul's Theological College in Mauritius and further his education at the University of Birmingham. He was ordained as an Anglican priest in 1985 and became known for his advocacy of human rights and democratic reforms. With humility Let's welcome the President of Seychelles, His Excellency Raphael Ramkalawan.
Your Majesty, King Otumfuo Nana Osei Tutu II, Her Majesty the Queen Mother, Your Royal Highness Lady Julia Osei Tutu, Your Excellency Mr. Russell Dlamini, Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini, Mrs. Shirley Bochwe, incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth, former President, Your Excellency Mr. John Kufuor, Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed an honor and a pleasure for me to be here today. I bring greetings with me from the people of the Republic of Seychelles to the people of the Kingdom of Eswatini. Ashanti, sorry. Let me express my sincere appreciation to Your Majesty and to the people of the Asante for the warm welcome and gracious hospitality that the First Lady and I, as well as my whole delegation, have received since our arrival in Kumasi. I take note that the year 2024 is an important one for the people of the Asante. Not only is the kingdom commemorating the 100 years anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from exile in Seychelles, but 2024 is also the 150th anniversary of the Third Anglo-Asante War of 1874. Your Majesty, this year you are also commemorating the Silver Jubilee of your installment. On behalf of the people of the Republic of Seychelles and on my own behalf, I would like to congratulate Your Majesty on your Silver Jubilee. Your Majesty, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Seychelles and Ghana formally established diplomatic relations in October 1988. But historically, the bonds of friendship between the two countries can be traced back to the exile of the late King Prempeh I to Seychelles from 1900 to 1924. It was indeed an honor, though sad, for us in the Seychelles to receive your great king, a man of peace, a man of dignity, a man who showed respect to our people and in return received the full respect and love of the Seychellois. So through his presence in the Seychelles, these bonds were established, and today we are very close as two peoples. You from the Atlantic shores and us from the Indian Ocean, and yet we are one. Your Majesty, I am pleased that I could be here. For me, this visit is not only one to partake in the celebrations of the return of King Prempeh I from exile, but it is also giving me the opportunity to better understand the Ashanti people, your culture, your history. Through this, I will be able to better understand the late King Prempeh I, the man he was, and the sacrifices he made for his people and for his kingdom. For me, therefore, the commemorating is also a time of reflection of the past, but also of the future. Seychelles and Ghana have a long history of cooperation in the cultural field. This is mainly due to the historical connection between the Ashanti people and the people of Seychelles. Yesterday, I was honored to be in the presence of the descendants of the king, and how much they look like our Seychellois nation. We have Seychellois living here in Ghana who were born in Seychelles or whose grandparents were born in Seychelles. And we also have descendants of the Ashanti in the Seychelles. What better way to unite our people? Earlier this week, as part of my official visit, the Memorandum of Understanding in Cultural Cooperation was signed between Seychelles and Ghana. I am confident that through this MOU, the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts will continue to work closely with representatives from the Ashanti Kingdom to further explore other collaborations possible in this field. And here, Your Majesty, I would like us to go further. And this morning, I had a long conversation with the Member of Parliament from the very constituency where King Prempeh I lived during his exile. I believe we should look to twin the district and Kumasi. This will further reinforce our cultural ties, and this will also allow citizens from Kumasi to come to the Seychelles, and for those from Seychelles to come here to explore the rich diversity of our culture. I am pleased that the Seychelles National Institute of Culture, Heritage and the Arts was able to work closely with Mr. Kwame Akwa, our honorary consul in Ghana, and from representatives from the Kingdom of Ashanti in organizing an exhibition in Seychelles recently commemorating the 100th year celebration of the return of King Prempeh I from exile. But we are not stopping there. We will also be turning the very chapel in which King Prempeh I received the sacrament of Holy Communion and Confirmation into a museum. This has already been accepted. I've already signed the papers, and again the presence of King Prempeh I will continue to live on. To further the legacy of King Prempeh I, the project has already started. Therefore, today, Your Majesty, I want to say thank you very much to the warm welcome we have received in your kingdom. And I want to wish you continued prosperity, long life, good health, wisdom as you continue to lead your people. We stand by your side, and I look forward to once again welcoming Your Majesty and the First Lady to the Seychelles. Thank you very much.
The President of the Republic of Seychelles, His Excellency Wafel Ramkalawan, is on this note that Your Excellency, we establish the Ghanaian Seychellois Citizens Accord. Those who are born in Seychelles and trace their roots to Ghana, they will all belong to the Ghanaian Seychellois Citizens Accord. On display now are the regalias, the ornaments looted several years ago and back home. And these are testimonies of the creativity and the innovations of our forefathers that are still the test of time. You will be displayed at the Kumasi Museum, at the Banshia Palace Museum, Your Excellencies,
Seychelles, Omampane, now Kasasi ahoa kɛse sɛ ɛda yi yɛwura da Roma ɔyɛ mfimfini na asantehene Adwuma Prempeh mfie ɔha enie a ofu Seychel ɛbaeɛ ɛho afidida no ɔtimu ebie ɔse Seychel ɛne Ghana wɔnkutahodie nanso ɛdeɛ yɛ
Hello?
Sister Mayura, Baya, Yukra, Yensa, Awodo, and na Yaban so Nana Manso, the Akamo, na Yukra, Otumfuo, so boom 1 dear, Santehima boom 1 dear, Achami boom 1 dear. And now I am for a car or 2 form boom 1 dear, and I am for a constant Santehima so boom 1 dear, Nina, Waha in the bag.
So we said, one of the says, Saturday will be queen, one of the Bune, and I can say my home. Say, if you were had a tree, that's a very suitable dear chinty, then we from Sanka. Let's find what they are brought. I want to be Makwa. On by ya, and Sahu do it Nara. I don't know the river or now can do. I don't know, Naima dear home, Obama dear, Naima Obama dear, and now I don't know, and my Santa Maya Obama dear. I don't know what chamber one day, the one I bet you I don't want. 2 for the one.
Yeah.
shall now welcome the Mansia Royal Dancers to give us a glimpse of our Ashanti culture. Your Excellencies, we dance here to communicate. We dance to express gratitude and respect to our King, His Majesty Otumfuo Seychel II. And here I present to you the Mansia Royal Dancers. We have three notable dances. We have the Kitty, the Phantom from, and the Adowa dance. These are the notable traditional dances of the Ashanti culture. And here we are on the red carpet. Is the Mansia Royal Dancers. Displaying the photo from dance. In full regalia. Displaying the worth of the people of Ashanti. Ashanti believe in vibrant colors.
You have just said that you are going to bring a federal museum in Seychel. And we look forward to coming to help you officially open the museum. But the gift that we are going to give you today, I hope we have is the cornerstone of the museum. It is the Ashanti stool. It is the stool and the utilitarian object is position on and for giving you the hope. However, within our cultural context, it connotes the spirit of the nation. The golden tool is that which encapsulates the spirit of the whole of Nigeria. And that is why when we touch the golden tool, we have touched that mind. And that is why when the body of Prempeh was taken away, and the golden tool still remains, kingdom still stays because the person may die, but the tool doesn't die. So we are very, very important of this by giving you this success to made up of special things which can last 200 years without going without going back. And it is involved with the emblem of the king. This is called the repatriation. That's called the dignitaries. The dignitaries, it will take a whole lesson to explain it to you, but this is the symbol that that king was to do war when he entered Commemoration to assume the kingship of the king. So this is the emblem which is peculiarly reserved for the king. And when the king gives it to the purpose of the church, the highest gift that can come out of this regalia, as it shows the bonds of friendship and the level of solidarity that has risen to you, and also between your country and the Ashanti kingdom. Because without you, maybe Ashanti would not have been anymore. So we are very grateful to you. This will be a memento of your visit. We hope that you have a lasting place.
Thank you very, very much. And rest assured, this will be a treasured gift, and Seychel is very happy, very proud for the role we play in the history of the island. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is presented to His Excellency Weber and Salawan, President of the Republic of Seychelles, by His Majesty Otumfuo II the Second Asante, in the centennial celebration of the return of King Prempeh I to Asante, 23rd November, in the Regalia of 2024. So this can be increased. We have also a gift for this is
Linda.
You see the role of the woman in their canon before the advent of female empowerment. We had a special role for a woman. The Asantema is the most powerful lady in the kingdom. And it is there that we came to when the time comes for the selection of the king. So everything that we do to make sure that the women are given due recognition. And that is why we have elected the King who is the second in the command after Asantema, to adorn you with this cross with a special gift from Otumfuo to your good service.
Yes. I don't recognize her anymore.
I think with this we'll give you an Asante name. Today is a Saturday, so you'll be called Ama. It's a female born on a Saturday. And you'll be called Ama Asantua because of the Asantua who died yesterday. So from today, you're no longer Linda from Salawan, but Ama Asantua. Yes. Asantua.
Does that mean she's divorced now?
No. It's just a name.
Just a name.
It doesn't take away her.
Please. Yes. Thank you so much, Your Majesty, and thank you very much to the people of the. Thank you so much.
So, we say by hand. Now, we also have something for you, Mr. Prime Minister. We are looking forward to the King coming to visit us. However, since you have come and since you are spoken so brilliantly and you have come to ensure that this ceremony will prepare very well, we have a small gift for you. Please my brother will help you to put on. Without having to take off this one. The beauty of this is that, both parties and when you put on that, you wear a shoulder, the left or the right. To show that we have nothing hidden under our arms, on the corner. So it shows our beauty of intentions and our action. So help you to put this on. Step forward. Go forward, yeah. Okay.
Your hand.
Okay. You have pulled your right hand.
Okay, like this.
That's all. Thank you. So we take a picture. Okay. So when we sit down, thank you. Okay. Thank you. But you say that only to the king. To the king. But we are representing the king. Let's go.
Wonderful gesture of gifts from the kingdom to the president of Seychelles, and of course the Prime Minister of Swatini. We have the great-grandchildren and the grandchildren of King Prempeh I here to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh. The great-grandchildren and the grandchildren, descendants, true royal descendants of King Prempeh I. Some living here, some living in Seychelles, here to celebrate their great-grandfather, King Prempeh I. We are gradually ending the activities marking the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo II, who carries the past, the present, and the future of the Ashanti Kingdom. descendants of King Prempeh I, who live in Seychel, are here to celebrate the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh I. On the streets of Victoria, you will hear names like Asantewa, Nyako, Sewa, Akusia. Today, the Prime Minister of Eswatini is adorning rich kente cloth as we anticipate King Swati III here in Kumasi somewhere this year. We continue to give gratitude to Ghana's Minister of Foreign Affairs and the incoming Secretary General of the Commonwealth, His Excellency Shelley Ayoko Boche. It has been historic. It has been memorable, the celebration of the centenary anniversary of King Prempeh I. The great-grandfather of the descendants, they are all here. I have just received notice that the Member of Parliament for Bantama constituency, the Honorable Minister for Roads and Highways, Ajumara, Honorable Asanso Boache, and the Honorable Regional Minister, the working one, the longest serving Regional Minister, Honorable Simon Osei Mensam, leading delegation from the government, including the Mayor of Ashanti, the Mayor of the Garden City, the Chief Executive Officer of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, Honorable Samuel Pai, leading the delegation of government to pay tribute and homage to His Majesty Otumfuo II. Member of Parliament for Bantama, Minister of Roads and Highways, Ajumara, Honorable Francis Asanso Boache. And again we have The Director of Cultural Affairs at the Presidency, Ordinary Theresa Addison. We welcome also the former Deputy Regional Minister, Mr. Andy Okrai. Ejoso hima Nana Yasantewa, who's here to exchange courtesies with the President of Seychelles and the Prime Minister of Swatini and members of the diplomatic corps, including...
Hello, comments, so... We don't listen.
Chairman, the kind of best na Mama Nato, Yura, Santa Mera, Otumfuo or say to Abebio. Say Ninia or Mampeni, say you name the Nijuma Dienitino. Your name, Nancy Dumadian be a man in Yamano be a catchery. And him say, a beer, a 3 year, bear, Simabe, and Yasanchano, you with my bedroom. Kumasi na send ye beya enkoba se bia oduru ha no Otumfuo apagya ne mu na animguase akanye ne ntino ye nsi betumrika ye dikan na ya bekire omampani enema ti so beto so a na ni wabekye ne nua no de nsa atunsa yem fefefe eno nti na ye dikan abaha wabra onka ye hono ye nimse sa amre nche bia ebi oba beduru Kumasi. Enti Otumfuo Chairman, and I'm saying what Director of Culture ewa hano na ono na ede ne man si no so ba si mi so no na mu ono aka se ne be yan koyem eputupru ne bia anomfonfon bia so enye dai enkobem na menko kasemu a ebi enye no no mapani akantini se Otumfuo Chairman Otumfuo ma me kwan a medane akasemu no ama mini aba Teresa Addison na watu aso
Mirror Chairman Odaroma said ye yera try to said ye yera commissioner edito yera enimu no ba no beba hwebe no nso awie obeba na say yera peja ni mu a enwumre die oni yera ene beti twuma no she ahogwo ye ni monyam yera mampanyini wo ba ye a wokutana na no motetemrosa no okutana na no motetemrosa no pentunsia eye Henderson pentunsia tete Johnny Walker eye Blue Label eno so pentu miensa wine pentunsia yera bo amu ade nana santeni ma bo amu ade yera chia me bo amu ade nana no Kumasi ehemfo bo amu ade abrafo abo amu ade ehinkwa abo amu ade yera Otumfuo akrachifo abo amu ade yera chia me manuasi ene ye ba no keterisimu ebnada ye beba na kasiem
yo Otumfuo Chairman we no medical crabi na esoso Omampani Mayeno, Yenia Yabitino Achre Omampani, and Yamano, Ura or Fair Kumasuso, Kumasi Mayo, Ura Sampai. Mrashebe Johnny, with Homa Desha, Bantima, one, and a Minister for Roads and Highways, or also Aha. So a kaya home, and penning for Aka, and I begina on my penny and Nemo, na yatre Nema or the bread Ninia, Otumfuo or Seychel a baby, the Damasi.
Yeah, minister. And I want to go this of your fine as well. So they just translate for I'm going to come up with that. Let's go for her. Say, I don't know, I can't on Sasa Abremu. I'm saying you made me overcome home. I'm a you may be a share Awa, a bino, and William. Also, a doma. At the end of the day, that's so cool. It's almost a small regiment is an apart from the say, far, Sabi Bunisa, National Pentuncia, a year brandy, Papa, no so Pentuncia, Johnny Walker, Pentuncia, and why is so Adaka. What don't my brew? Oma Penny say, Obama dear, Nasa Tema Obama dear, Wachami Boma dear, and I'm not opening for Boma dear, Wakati Boma dear, now here Boma dear. What's what on my brew? Conodina, the Medina, and Fiwaha, I don't know, or Cinema Pamau, or Sama Demau, set Thomas and to mine, and the Ghana mine. Nice a bay, the way and Sumbo, and the Sumbo cry. Or I come on Sat Momina, and Jubreno, and the Jumano. So small regiment is set up for Halmana, the was said. 241 or the one said.
Nanano, Omiampre, Omampane, Yampre Noe, Yampre, Omampane. Ochina anapa nonkono pepepe. Yenya yeshiemu ewo St. Prince Anglican Church. Ho ena yeko asuma. Ichato for the 25th anniversary of His Majesty Otumfuo Osei II. Tomorrow he will be divine and heartfelt to indeed see the President of Seychel in his cassock as he will preach to us, opening the scriptures, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only Son, that whosoever believe in him will not perish, but have eternal life. Tomorrow's preaching will be done by His Excellency Regalia, and he will be called Archbishop of the Anglican Church. So tomorrow, join us down the clock exactly as we witness the preaching of His Excellency also fellowshipping with us tomorrow at the Anglican Church will be His Excellency Russell Miso Dramley, the Prime Minister of Eswatini, formerly Swaziland. The Prime Minister, His Excellency Russell Miso Dramley, is also here with His Royal Highness Prince Lindani and His Royal Highness Prince Sablani and Ambassador Mamba. Gentle giants, the former president of the Republic, the true son of Asanteman, the true son of Ghana, a distinguished personality, the former Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, who still have the capacity to arrest anybody who will give us any loud gunshots. Not too long ago, you had a handshake with the great granddaughter of the legendary Nana Yang Santua, the great mother of Ejusu. Now the great granddaughter is now the queen mother of the legendary Yang Santua area called Ejusu. The legendary Yang Santua is noted for a bravery, a resilience, and his fighting spirit of the Ashanti people. She was also exiled in 1900 to Seychel. I need to remind you that the former Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, His Excellency John Otumfuo, is still here. And he has the capacity
Adumachia, Tafo, Jubilee Park, Abuabo, and Adum. On the 26th of April, we had a non-denominational Thanksgiving service here at Jabrin, which indeed led us to May 2024. On the 1st of May, the Asante Regalia homecoming here at the Manchia Palace. We launched the Otumfuo commemorative stamp here at Manchia on the 4th of May. The birthday of the king was on the 6th of May. We had a Thanksgiving service at St. Cyprian's Anglican Church, which we had a dinner at the Manchia Palace. On the 12th of May, there was the biggest Akwasi marking the Silver Jubilee there here at Jabrin, climaxing the celebration. Today, November 24. We are celebrating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh. Tomorrow will be a church service. It has been colorful, it has been historic, it has been memorable. The meaning ever commemorating the 100th anniversary of the return of King Prempeh I from Seychel. In 1900, our proud king, our brave queen, was exiled to Seychel by the British. He stayed in Seychelles for 24 years. Yesterday, stories were told, presentations were made, sketches were made, leading to events, leading to his exile, his legacies in Seychelles, and his return. Wherever you are, the king will be here to say goodbye to us as we close for the day. On behalf of the planning committee, under the chairmanship of Nana Otumfuo II, the Omayene of Asante Joabin, and the chairman of the Council of States, we would like to say a big thank you for being part of this history.
Awo.